618, Todd Jeffries and Don Pryor.
Morning.
Thank you so much for joining us here on the Todd and Don Show. Jump in here at 512-836-0590. What do you say we give them some business?
Business.
And this homeless issue is definitely business-related in some aspects, of course. Today, the Austin City Council will take a final vote on changes to the homeless ordinances regarding sitting, lying, and camping in public. This past Wednesday, the council set through a marathon 5-hour meeting on the issue, hearing from dozens of concerned citizens. A lot of them were business owners. And critics say the city council is pandering to the activists. Supporters say the current ordinances say that those critics are just wanting to criminalize homelessness. I'm not necessarily sure people want to criminalize homelessness, but they do want to control it, that's for sure, including Safe Austin leader Matt Mackowiak from the Travis County Republican Party.
Every other street in our city, every other neighborhood in our city is going to become less safe because you have cherry-picked 6 streets and decided to make them safe from homeless camping.
There you go. So that's what the city is expected to do today, is to approve 6 various locations, 6 streets where it's off limits for sitting, lying, and camping in public.
Big deal.
And Matt Mackowiak says, well, you're just going to push people into other streets. The adjacent streets and other new areas possibly will become the homeless crisis ground zero.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, also in business news, the Austin City Council has postponed a final call on zoning changes for the domain on Riverside. It's the second domain project, and it's not what you would think of as the domain, all the shopping and stuff like this. This is just a big, massive apartment community, really. They put this off until next month because there's a lot of protesting. In fact, dozens of protesters, they chanted outside City Hall last night on this issue.
We're outside your windows! We're outside your homes!
Yeah, chanting outside your windows, we're outside your homes, we're not going away. That chant comes as City Councilmember P.O. Renteria says masked men wearing members were gathered outside his home last night.
Well, that's not cool.
The night before
that's
that
not
is.
cool. You're not
They're
gonna...
from that group called Defend the Hoods.
Yeah.
HOODZ.
Not a good approach.
Yeah, this group, Defend the Hoods, they've really become a real militant, almost kind of really scary kind of group.
Yeah.
I mean, they get together and chant, no big deal. Nobody's scared of that. But
Don't
when
go
they
to
start
people's
showing up to
homes.
people's homes, chanting outside their bedroom windows, yeah, you cross the line.
You have crossed the line. Nobody's going to listen to you. They just want you to go away. End of story, period. They just want you to go away.
Right.
So that you're not doing yourselves any favors by doing that.
620 here on the Todd and Don Show. And on the home front, the housing boom continues.
The National Association of Realtors says homes sold last month at a seasonally adjusted annualized rate of 5.49 million units. That's the best performance since March of 2018. And sales have increased 2.6% from a year ago. Cheaper borrowing costs have made home buying more affordable, but they've also led to higher prices as there's a shortage of properties for sale. The median sales price climbed 4.7% from a year ago, outpacing average wage gains. Shelley Antler, Washington.
There you go. Now, also in business news, on the heels of today's global climate strike, people protesting all across the country wanting, politicians mainly to start listening to scientists when it comes to global warming. That's what the protesters are saying. Well, on the heels of today's global climate strike, Google has announced its plans to make the biggest corporate purchase of renewable energy in history.
With a carbon footprint now that resembles that of a small country, the CEO of Amazon vows to move the company to the forefront of the climate change issue. Jeff Bezos says they'll use more electric-powered vans to start delivering packages. And the company's facilities will rely more on renewable energy sources like solar power, with a goal of 100% usage by the next decade.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah, the company says the investment includes a 1,600-megawatt package of wind, solar, and agreements for 18 new energy deals, increasing the company's agreements by 40%. Google's CEO says, in all, our renewable energy footprint stands at 52 projects, driving more than $7 billion in new construction and thousands of related jobs.
Well, okay, that's good for them. I'm never going to be against any kind of that. Just as long as it doesn't cost me a bunch of money somehow, I'm always for that kind of thing. Just don't pass it on to me somehow. That's all I ask.
Well, they're a company. When they spend a bunch of money, they definitely will pass it on to customers. That's
somehow.
just the way capitalism works.
It'll work down to me somehow.
Check this out. Let me ask you a personal question.
Get deep.
I know this is going to be crossing the line, but it's all right. It's 6:22 in the morning.
You can't cross the line with me.
Here's a good reason to not use your phone while sitting on the toilet, and I know you do it. Everybody listening takes their smartphone to the toilet.
You can't not do it.
Which Which, I mean, come on. I mean, I have a feeling that your cell phone is probably the most dirtiest thing on the planet. Have you ever cleaned it?
No.
No, but you do take it to the toilet and
Turlet.
and
Yeah.
mess with it all day long, don't you? While you're sitting there on the toilet.
Absolutely. How can you not? How do you
It
go to
certainly
the bathroom
beats
and not?
reading the ingredients list on a bottle of shampoo. Doctors really don't recommend bringing your smartphone along with you when you sit on the toilet. Now, all the app scrolling, the game playing, it only encourages people to spend more time hunched over while sitting, which can lead to hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
That's what Dr. Sarah Jarvis tells The Sun.
Yeah.
But if you keep your phone with you while you're atop the throne, you're not alone. Most people do. In fact, a new YouGov survey indicates about 60% of us admit to using that phone while sitting on the can, and only 8% of us claim we always do that. Let's be honest. 60% always take your phone to, well, I mean, you're out in public. Where are you going to leave it?
I think
Yeah,
60% is a low number.
Yeah, I think it's more like 90%.
I really do think it
Where
would
would
be.
you leave your phone if you did not take it to the toilet?
Oh,
Right? You're going to leave
Anywhere?
You're going to leave it on the dinner table at a restaurant?
well, yeah, no, at a restaurant. Yeah, but
That's what I'm saying. You always.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, no, it's without fail. If you don't have it, what are you going to do? Read? What are you going to read something? Come on, please read a magazine, read a paper.
Well, you can read
What
all
is
those
that?
things
What is that?
while on your cell phone.
Exactly.
Listen, we got these stories on the front page of the Todd and Don Show Facebook page right now.
The Todd and Don Show.
If you have a snoring problem,